What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I want to talk about how to become a poker millionaire before the age of 40. So many people have a lot of big dreams in this game, big aspirations. I certainly did when I was first starting out in this game. But really for me, the biggest thing for me personally was just the freedom that this game can offer. That's why I decided to film this video outdoors here at this beautiful villa, because this is ultimately what poker means to me. It's not about a certain amount of dollars in your bank account or some chips or a WSOP or a World Series of Poker bracelet that you can proudly display. No, it's about this right here. It's about the freedom to sit here on a Tuesday afternoon and do whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want, and so on. I'm going to talk about my 5 tips for how to become a poker millionaire before the age of 40, and it is important before the age of 40 as well, because for me personally, once again, the whole point of being successful, to enjoy this freedom right here, is to do it while you're still young. You know, my goal is not to be rich, you know, when I'm 80 years old and I got a bad hip and I can't get down to that beautiful beach down there. So let's jump right into it. So tip number 1 is going to be to play mid or high stakes. This one obviously should be the most obvious one. Nobody gets rich at the lower stakes games, guys. You're going to need to be playing mid or high stakes if you ever want to make significant money in this game. Now that of course is going to require you to improve your skill level, to consistently keep improving your skill level as the games are changing. Now if you're currently struggling to beat the smaller stakes games and you just want a surefire strategy to start beating those consistently, those games, I would highly recommend downloading my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. It'll give you a complete step-by-step guide to start beating those games. Let's move on to point number 2, and that is something I just touched upon, which is learn cutting edge strategy. Guys, if you want to play this game and succeed at the highest level, you are going to have to be working on your game and learning the most cutting edge strategies to beat the best players in the world these days in order to make millions of dollars in this game. Because guys, the players that you're going to face at mid and high stakes, they're not dumb, you know, they're watching videos like this. They are studying advanced material away from the tables. I'm talking about GTO, I'm talking about studying solvers. All of that kind of stuff is necessary these days if you want to succeed at this game on the highest level. I often make fun of GTO and solvers on this channel for those of you guys who watch a lot of my videos, because I do not believe it is very effective at the lower stakes, which is what 90% of people play. But if you are playing at an elite world-class level, if you're in one of those handful of the top 5 or 10% of players who's playing mid or high stakes games, then you definitely do need to learn game theory optimal GTO, and you need to start studying solvers. If you want to know where to get started, I do have recommendations in the description below. All right, so tip number 3, if you want to become a poker millionaire before the age of 40, is you're going to have to develop your poker side hustle. Now what do I mean by this? Well, I've made videos on the channel here before talking about this. They're actually not very popular at all. Nobody seems to want to know how to make a side hustle in poker these days. But honestly guys, this is what all the top pros are doing. And I know it's not glamorous, you know, it's putting in the hours on social media. It's making videos like this. It's writing blogs like I did for 10 years. It's creating your brand, your image, so that a poker site wants to sponsor you, for example. No poker site is going to want to sponsor the totally nameless pro who nobody's ever heard of. It doesn't matter how much money you're making at the tables. If nobody's ever heard of you, you're simply not marketable. You're not going to have the offers like I do that I get in my inbox every single day because of the brand and the image that I've built. And why is this important? Because guys, you only have so many hours in the day to play poker. You need to have something on the side that is making money for you at the same time. Be that a sponsorship, be that social media advertising deals, be that working with a training site, owning a training site, creating courses, books, doing coaching, and so on. If you do not have a name in the poker industry, nobody's going to buy your stuff. Nobody's going to reach out to hire you. It is extremely important, guys, that you have a real poker side hustle these days, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket and just expect to win forever. All of the top players in the world have their name attached to to a poker site, attached to a training site. They've got a book deal. They've made training videos, or at least contributed training videos to some site. You guys get the idea. You have to branch out, guys, or do coaching. This is another huge one. I mean, if you are a world-class poker player, your skills are in high demand. Many people are willing to pay $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, or more these days to hire the best poker players in the world. But if they've never heard of you, they're not going to want to hire you. So guys, build your name on the side. Number 4, also not very glamorous and fairly controversial these days, is to bum hunt the whales. This is something I've been talking about for many years, is to simply be cutthroat in the games that you choose to play in. Simply put, do not play in games that do not have at least one clear recreational fish in them. And some people might not like that. They might say, oh, why aren't you playing the honorable way and slugging it out with other world-class pros for no reason at all? And I'd say that's just a foolish strategy. Honestly, guys, you clicked on this video because you want to know how to make $1 million in poker. It's not by butting heads with other world-class professionals. Guys, the money in this game comes from the bad players. So bum hunting gets a bad name these days, but basically it's chasing bad players around and basically chasing the money in this game, the players who make the large fundamental mistakes. So guys, if you want to make a lot of money in this game, you're going to have to focus heavily on your game selection, chase the bad players around. I know it's not glamorous and it's not honorable according to some people out there, but for those poker players who got into this game to make money, they know what I'm talking about. Finally, tip number 5, and this one's not going to be very easy, but win a big poker tournament. Guys, this is obviously the easiest way to get rich in poker, is just to win the World Series of Poker main event. Now, easier said than done. There's usually around 8,000 people that join it, and many of them are actually some of the best poker players in the world. There's still a lot of recreational players, but you're gonna have to beat around 8,000 other people. Not gonna be easy. So guys, I added this one to the list kind of tongue-in-cheek. There are many ways to get yourself staked in big tournaments these days. If putting up $10,000 for an event like that is currently above your pay grade, there's multiple staking sites on the internet. If you just get in touch with other poker players, once again, if you have a name in the poker industry, this will help tremendously in getting you consistently playing in big tournaments, because I think it should go without saying, you're not going to make $1 million playing in $10 tournaments online. You're going to have to start playing in much bigger tournaments, and luckily these days there are ways to get yourself staked so that you can get a chance to play in the big tournaments. Staking, by the way, is just somebody is going to give you a significant portion of the buy-in for that tournament, and then if you were to finish very high, you give a specific percentage back to that person that you had already agreed to beforehand. But anyways, guys, I hope that these 5 tips help you guys become millionaires before the age of 40 in poker. I guess it should go without saying that this is not easy. 99.9% of poker players do not become poker millionaires before the age of 40, but we can all dream, right? Once again, guys, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. That'll get you guys at least winning in your small stakes games right now. Also, like and subscribe if you found this one helpful. I'm going to the beach. I'll catch you guys next time. This has been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.